Hello and welcome back to the SPFL Fans Podcast. It's the third one now.
Yep.
Getting there, getting a bit more steady in our upload schedule. But this week I'm joined by Scott.
Hello.
And Murray.
Hello.
And it's a very good week. A lot of games recently in the SPFL. To get us started though, we'll look at Hearts' form over the last month. Not been a good month for Craig Levein after they won the league in October.
Yep.
So we'll go over it. We'll start the Hearts Rangers game at Tynecastle on the 2nd of December, where Hearts lost 2-1 there, then drew 2-2 away to St Johnstone, won against Motherwell, their only win in a month, then a 5-0 loss to Livingston at the Tony Macaroni Arena, and yesterday's 2-0 loss to Aberdeen away. It's not a very good month going into this busy period and into the January break. But Murray, your thoughts on your closest rivals?
Oh, it's quite nice that they're having a nice dip in form. Well, we've with the derby next week, but can't say much about us as well.
It's tough times in Edinburgh, recently. Scott, what do you think about them?
You can't really use, well, you can't use the injury excuse anymore, but they've just gone rubbish, kinda. They even got beat by us, that's all I'm going to say.
That's an achievement. It's not even an achievement, that's just, you should get a trophy for that.
I know.
It's unbelievable the turn that Hearts have taken in the last couple of results they've taken. 2 wins in the last, 8 games?
Something like that.
I believe so.
Not very good for Craig Levein and his merry men of half-wits. So, Hibs. What's happened recently at Hibs then? Murray?
At the weekend we got a 2-0 win against Celtic. That was lovely. Couldn't make the game, so had to watch it on some dodgy stream. But tried to keep quiet as I was around Jambo family members, but quite nice.
It's always nice to get a win against league leaders.
Yeah. And then obviously midweek played Rangers. Probably definitely didn't deserve a point. Again, same for Livy, didn't deserve a point.
A few tough games in there. Like Livy perform well against the bigger opposition than they do the smaller ones for some reason.
Yeah.
Big game mentality, I think you have to take into that. But Canberra and Slivka, actually, a minute into the game, and Slivka scored. I haven't seen it, so I'm not going to comment on it. But
Beautiful goal.
Did any of you see it?
Of course, I've seen it. It's beautiful ball from Hyman into Shaw, and then Shaw cuts it across and Slivka. And I heard this a lot from his fans. He should have hit it first time, but he switches it onto the other foot and curls it into the bottom corner. It's a beautiful goal, and it's sweeter to get in the first minute against a team like Celtic.
I'm just watching the replay back now. It's a beautiful team goal.
Oh yeah.
Whittaker's skill at the start, though. I think that makes it.
Stephen Whittaker showing up for once.
Right, midweek was interesting, to say the least, especially from an Aberdeen perspective, as we hit 5 goals for the first time this season against Dundee, and so a big game to get a point in. We needed some results going into the game. We needed 9 points from the 3 games, and managed to get all 9 points. And now Sam Cosgrove in form. Never thought I'd say this, but Sam Cosgrove has got 6 in 4 games.
Yep.
Would you have ever expected to have seen Sam Cosgrove as the second top goal scorer in the SPFL?
Is that it? What?
No chance. He's so average, it's unbelievable, but he's not average anymore. He's getting the goals when important, and I mean that's the key thing about a striker. You can be good like Canberra, but you're not scoring the goals right now. So, but Cosgrove is, so he's on form, and so are Aberdeen somehow. There you go.
Yeah, you look at Sam Cosgrove's celebration from yesterday when he scored his first goal 40 seconds in. He's just beaming confidence at the moment.
Yeah.
managing to pick up balls. He's managing to get himself in the right space and the right time. And you saw him when he picked up the ball for the penalty. He was straight in, getting the ball and putting it down.
Confidence is everything in football. You see with players like Canberry who are low on confidence right now. They just struggle to create something out of nothing.
It was good, to say the least, from Cosgrove to manage to step up and take that. But we'll stay on the topic of Aberdeen and that Kingsford Stadium.
For years haunting you.
The most controversial thing in Aberdeen history. Some say no, some say yes. But the hearing that was meant to happen on the 19th of December is postponed till January again.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a shambles now.
Yeah.
But at least,
What's your opinion, Ryan?
You know what? When I first heard about it a few years back, I was like, alright, no, that'll be good. But right now, I don't know. It sounds like a good idea to a lot of people, but I think it's the location. There's
60-40.
Yeah, I think it's just the location that's failing to persuade me that the stadium's the right thing.
Yeah, but again, stuff might happen which makes that less of a inconvenience.
Aye, well, the AWEPR and that, it's the new road out to West Hill's just been opened, well, partly opened in the last couple of weeks, so that decreases time. But it's still not the greatest to have a stadium not in the city that it's named after. So, I don't know, but go back to Dundee, right? Their recent results of last month. Started great, we talked about them, picked up some good form. We started talking about them, and every time we do this, their form changes.
Yep.
They were in some fantastic form. A nice 4-0 win against Hamilton, a 2-2 draw with Dundee, a 1-1 draw with St Mirren, and a 1-1 draw with Rangers when they were down to 10 men. We talk about them after the Rangers game. They go and lose 3-1 to Kilmarnock, 5-1 to Aberdeen, and 3-0 to Celtic.
Tough games.
Maybe after today we should stop talking about them if they perform well next week.
They're going to go win the next 3 games. Watch them.
If they go win the next 3 games, next time you listen to the podcast, put a bet on for if they'll win their next game. Because if we talk about them, they will probably win or lose, depending on what week we catch them on.
I know you're listening, Jim McIntyre.
Also, if you're Lee Griffiths, don't put that bet on.
Oh, God.
For the love of God, don't put that bet on.
Oh, no.
Right, we'll go to Paisley, Scott's team. We'll talk about their form in the last 3 games. I seem to be on a high again.
Big win.
Yeah. Good win against Motherwell. Yeah.
First away win since 8 months, actually. Good game. We kind of shut out Motherwell. We've got a good solid defence. There's only one problem though. We've got Hamill and Ferdinand and the keeper's contracts running out in 2 weeks. And I'm not too sure if all 3 of them are going to sign. And if all 3 of them don't sign, we could be in trouble again. So.
You win and you hear that about Hamill?
You might go to a rubbish team like Hibs.
Harsh but fair.
Disappointed but not surprised. Right. The Premiership is at its tightest it's ever been in the last few years. Last year, it went down to, what was it, the last game?
Like March.
To decide who got 2nd to 4th.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And this year, from 1st to 8th, it's split by a whopping 11 points now, thanks to the...
Yeah, 11 points. 11 points, yeah.
Yeah, 11 points split in 1st and 8th. It's phenomenal how tight this league is this season.
Yeah.
One slip up from the top 5 teams could cause a massive upset in where everyone's placed. It's amazing to see just how close Livingston are to actually being in like
a title fight.
Yeah, last season when they came up, it's like, oh, they're just going to go straight back down. The manager left. Kenny Miller came and left in a few weeks. And this, I can't remember the manager's name. Gary Holtz just came in and completely changed it. It's metal to see Hibs in 7th as well for a fantastic season.
Yep, that's Hibs for you.
The season's ridiculous.
It's so tight, apart from the bottom 4. I mean, that's just a relegation fight right now.
It's a league of its own.
Yeah. It's literally just split the teams from 8th to 1st and 9th to 12th. It'll be a lot fairer.
There's 9 points between Champions League qualification in first place in the qualifying rounds, and 5th where you get nothing. You just get probably not even a lot of prize money. So it's an incredibly tight league this year, and we're almost halfway through it. So could go down to the wire at the end of the season.
Yeah. I hope it does, because it was entertaining last year. It forced a lot of teams to perform better, and it brought that through.
Not at the bottom of the table though. I hope at the top of the table. I hope at the bottom of the table it's all done and dusted by February. We don't get relegated.
Of course you do.
You'd have to hope, especially when you're only 3 points off the drop.
Yeah.
Just playoff points now. Right. Aberdeen and Hearts, both SPFL clubs are willing to finance VAR. At least they were on the 21st of December.
Yeah.
But it's a controversial idea to bring in VAR. A lot of people hate it, a lot of people like it. But in my opinion, it's a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
It'll help a lot of the refs, especially Andrew Dallas. But I think the fact that the penalty yesterday that Hibs Hearts should have had shows why it should be in.
Yeah.
Aye.
Controversial for me to say that, but
I would agree with you, to be honest. Because
yeah.
I don't see any problem with VAR. I don't mind waiting 30 seconds as long as we get the right call, because there's a couple of times, especially yesterday at Livingston, I thought we had a decision that wasn't right or was too close to call.
There's a lot of instances. I mean, I'll refer back to last season in the Hibs Rangers one where Scott Allen basically almost killed Jordan Rossiter's ACL.
Yes.
I think that's where VAR could come in.
The thing is, the referee was about 2 yards away from that. How Scott Allen's got off of that?
What do you expect?
Fair enough.
That's all I'm going to say on that. It's Andrew Dallas. What do you expect?
Some of the refereeing in this country is that it's atrocious. It's absolutely shocking. And all we need is a bit of help. And all we need is a bit of money. But we know that in this country, there's not a lot of money. But Aberdeen and Hearts are willing to give some of that money. So it's good of them. And I think it'd be great, because the referees in this country are not up to standard, and it costs teams points all the time.
Yeah.
Like last week, never mind, because it was a Stonewall penalty. At first, I didn't think it was a penalty. I was shouting at the ref for the whole first half against Aberdeen. Then I looked after, and he did get it right, and I've slipped up there.
Yeah, but if you think about it, it's all this talk about cost, but how much does it cost to have one guy with an iPad at the side of the pitch?
That's all you need. You just get an illegal stream up from Twitter. There you go.
There you go, SFA.
Exactly. You can't be that bad.
They need all the help we can get.
Oh yeah.
If it costs money, I mean, everything costs money. If you want to improve your team, you need to spend money to get the players. So how about the SFA, right? They can clearly see that the refs aren't as good as they would want them to be. How about they just put a bit of money into the game as well? I mean, they already are, but let's do it for the refereeing aspect of the day.
Well, I mean, I'm just going over the BBC article on it right now, and I'm going to quote Anne Budge, the Hearts owner, and she says what she thinks a number of clubs would be willing to help finance it.
Pretty sure Hibs would. I'm not sure.
Well, obviously Stuart Milne's already said that it would be seen as an investment rather than a cost.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if that's too... Well, I think it's multi-millionaires willing to finance it, which is massive for them to take action on it.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that I reckon the SFA chairman, or what, I forgot his name now.
Neil Doncaster.
Yeah, Neil Doncaster wouldn't finance it. I reckon he wouldn't finance it on his own.
The thing is, it's like Celtic and Rangers who complain about referees. If they want to improve their squad, they spend money. If you want to improve the refereeing, spend money.
Yeah. I mean, well, obviously they'll pay the rest.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
There's always
all top six teams will consider by attendance. So Hearts, Hibs, Aberdeen, Celtic, Rangers, and Kilmarnock. I think they all have the money at least to go and help.
They have the money, whether that would completely take them out for a year or two. is a different question.
Hamilton and the Motherwell's not got a lot of money, and I don't know if they could go and waste that on something that maybe they don't think's worth spending their money, which they could spend on players for a relegation battle.
Yeah.
I think that's fair enough, but it's like as you said, Celtic and Rangers constantly complain that if they want better refs, they should be putting money towards getting better refs.
Yes, I agree.
It's like their duty to sort of, well, not their duty, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's a bit stupid to blame the refs and then not finance them in the way that you want them to be.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Right, we'll go over the scores from this weekend. So we'll start with the St Mirren game again.
Hey.
Your thoughts on it, Scott?
A great victory. Aye. A much needed win. You know, it's getting tight down there. Motherwell could have been if Motherwell won that yesterday, they could have been 12 points ahead of us. But we've won. They're only 6 points ahead of us, so we've kind of dragged them back in there.
6 points.
Yeah, 6 points ahead of Motherwell from where we are. Still in the relegation playoff, which I would expect it, but I don't want it to happen because there's some teams in the Championship who could probably beat us. But great victory yesterday.
Right, and then we'll move up the list to Hibs v Livingston. Murray, talk us through that one.
Well, we've got two results of 4-4-2 Diamond. So Neil Lennon decides to go and change it back to the system which we had not won for 2 months, and I felt that was tactically wrong. And I think it was tactically ignorant of him not to change it back, because McGregor didn't have a great game. He was the cost of Ryan Hardy getting in behind. And
do you think he's good enough?
Oh, Darren McGregor, no, he's finished. There's
Oh.
nothing more. Like, I like him and I love him. He's a passionate player, but he doesn't look physically capable.
Was it him who was at Pataudry gave Gary Mackay-Steven the ball?
Maybe.
Where he scored? I think.
No, that was Porteous. That was Porteous.
Ah, right. He was one of them.
And again, Porteous pulled up with some form of hamstring-related incident. Neil Lennon, as always, player injured, refuses to take them off unless he physically cannot play.
You know
It's
what?
a strange one because you've got a big squad.
We've got, especially at centre-back, well, we're getting Paul Hanlon back, so we could actually afford to take off one centre-back and play the 4-4-2 Diamond, and then save a centre-back for later in the season, because we've got some tough fixtures coming up in Rangers and Hearts.
I mean, if we go back to the VAR topic from last one, Dolly Menga, he should have been sent off in this game.
Yeah, there was once that I saw him kicking out. I heard about him kicking out again, and his actual booking, he did physically elbow Porteous in the face when they were contesting a header.
It's just, if we're on about referees like we were earlier, this has to be standing out. I mean, look back to the first game of the season where Morelos was sent off for a kick on McKenna. It was rescinded because it didn't seem violent.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to that, if we could just snap someone's ACL when they're not even on the ball and it would be rescinded at this rate? Because you're not getting booked or sent off for violent conduct now.
Yeah. Or if you do, it gets rescinded.
Exactly. It's stupid. It's downright stupid. The SFA need to sort it out. It's not acceptable anymore. Yeah, it's just not. It's not acceptable for them to be letting people who kick and punch and elbow people let off.
Yeah.
That is Livingston's style of play, though. Get it quickly up the park as quick as you can. Play a very physical game, frustrate the opponent, and dominating the corners and free kicks.
See, the thing is, everyone takes it out on the referee, but also the linesmen shouldn't be exempt from anything here. They were in clear view of Menga kicking out.
Well, they don't help, though. That's the thing. They wait for the referee to give decisions. I've seen it at Pataudry when I'm there. I've seen throw-ins that are quite clearly Aberdeen's throw, or the away team's throw. The referee signals one way, and the linesman just agrees with him, and he waits for the referee to give the decision.
That happened at Easter Road. The referee gave it one way, the linesman gave it the other way, and then the linesman changed it.
What about Aberdeen?
Well, it's a good 2-0 win. I can't really complain. Cosgrove, I mean, it says on every website 2 minutes, but I swear that took about 45 seconds for Cosgrove to get into that box and get ahead of goal.
I feel like when I watched it was like a minute 5, which is technically the second minute.
Yeah, but well, you know, it's amazing. The amount he's just turned over a new leaf this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been second top goal scorer now. You wouldn't have wanted to say that at the start of the season. He's 6 goals in 4 games after only netting 2 against St Mirren at the start of the season. I don't know what's given him the confidence, but you'd have to meet him and ask him about it because he's been fantastic recently. And Stevie May.
He's probably been threatened. You've got a lot of strikers available. He's went, right, he's probably going in his head, I need to start scoring here, I need to start making an impact, because there's strikers behind me who aren't getting a game and they'll pounce. And it's worked, clearly, and Aberdeen are getting the results now, so, aye.
We have James Wilson on loan from United, and we have Bruce Anderson all willing to come on, and we have Niall McGinn and Conor McLennan who can play down the middle, along with Scott Wright. There's so much players we could play down that middle, but we stick with Cosgrove and May, which seems to be working now.
Yeah, can I talk on the fact of threatening your striker to start performing? Because Lennon came out and threatened Canberra to sell him last night. I haven't seen it, but I think it's completely fine because knowing Canberra, I feel like he's someone who reacts well to public pressure, and I feel like he especially needs that sort of kick because yesterday, yes, he probably improved this when he came on, but he still didn't look like he was completely in the game. Like, it wasn't like last season when he was fighting for a contract. So I feel like it's, especially when we've not really got the strikers to play him behind him, I feel like Lennon needs to do something, otherwise he might as well bring in another striker in January.
I reckon your team's good enough the way it is, but the fact that you've brought back in your strike force from last season and they've not got a lot of goals, they've not performed, isn't good enough.
Yeah, I would agree.
This week there was a couple of rumours, I don't think they're true, but Canberra was linked with Celtic because Edwards got injured because they don't have any strikers, but look at the Celtic result now. Mikey Johnson taking the... I'm not going to say it again because I mess it up, but he's got 2 goals.
Yeah, he got 2 goals yesterday.
I'm actually scared for Boxing Day now because they travel up here, and that's Mikey Johnson and Ryan Christie, both informed players, both going to start. It's scary.
So much depth and so much quality in all areas of the pitch.
Yeah. And I've been one for swaying Celtic over not using youth players and buying all their team, but to be fair, they've got a good player in him and Tierney in behind him.
Right.
Tierney, Forrest, Johnson, and there's a couple of others who are kind of floating about the squad as well, so not bad considering you've got to go Champions League football and win titles.
Yeah. Right, we'll return to Aberdeen, straight away from Celtic again. We were on about referees earlier and the VAR, and I know I've said it for the past 2 games, but Stephen Naismith, how has he not been sent off?
I have seen this incident, and it does look like he does stamp on the ankle
of Lewis Ferguson. Yeah, no, because he's grabbing Ferguson's arm, and Ferguson's went down, and Naismith followed him with him. And basically, when Naismith gets back up, he digs his right foot into his ankle.
Yep.
Hart should have finished that game with 9 men.
There you go. There's the VAR topic up again.
Yeah. I mean, they finished with 10 though, so you can't really complain.
Yeah.
Dimitri Mitchell just completely waist high.
Stupid decision by him. I've seen it and it's absolutely atrocious.
It is. I'm happy he's double yellowed him though, because that means they can't rescind it.
Yep.
But Rangers can.
But that's a bit.
Oof.
Right. We'll finish off the games from yesterday with Hamilton drawn 1-1 at home to Kilmarnock, the El Plastico, as people are naming it. And the final game of that day was Celtic 3, Dundee 0. And I'm not going to talk about Dundee again because we'll mention them and they'll go ahead and win their next 4 games.
Mikey Johnson scored 2 goals. That's all you really need to know.
Yeah, that's all. And finally, for today's game, St Johnstone Rangers. Just when we needed St Johnstone to do something good for us, they go ahead and let Morelos score twice.
I don't want to say it, but Morelos is just good. Yeah.
I disagree after watching him on Wednesday.
Yeah.
He knows how to shoot and he knows where to find the goal. He just doesn't know how to control his anger.
The wee teams, right? He got one against us at the start of the season, one against us later in the second game. Hamilton is getting goals against Dundee, Motherwell. But if he can produce in the big games, then he could be one of the best strikers in the league. Or maybe he is.
No, he's definitely not. I don't think you've seen Sam Cosgrove. But I reckon if Gerrard manages to drill into Morelos his anger management, then that could work.
Because I feel like that's probably what held him back on Wednesday when he was missing all the chances that just went to his head.
Yeah, I reckon it's like you see Morelos and he's not got any time to think about what he's doing. He'll score, but as soon as you put him 1-on-1 or have an easy tap in, he'll miss it.
Yeah.
He just overthinks it in his head.
Yeah.
Right.
A bit of mental strength here.
Yeah. We'll stay on Rangers and we'll stay on Steven Gerrard. His comments in the media about St Johnstone were atrocious from him.
And I've seen people defend it by saying, this is the public was with him, but you've got to remember, Steven Gerrard's a professional and shouldn't be making that comments about other teams.
He's a captain. He was club captain of Liverpool for so many years.
Yeah.
He should know where to give respect. And to say no disrespect after completely slating St Johnstone, saying they were a bad team and how Rangers deserved to win it, and all sorts of things like that, it's just not right.
Yeah.
I mean, I've skimmed and scammed over that, but the fact that he's just went into every press conference since joining Rangers as an arrogant so-and-so, it's just not how a manager should behave.
It's something in the water over there.
Yeah, it must be. Well, Govan's a weird place.
That is true.
You look back at his first press conference in the league, and he said that Rangers are a class above Aberdeen, and there's other stuff that he said since then, up to today. He needs to have something drilled into him, but he won't because it's Rangers.
He's big-headed.
Yes, he's believing his own hype.
I'd probably say it's that English sort of, it's only Rangers and Celtic. Anyone else, we should easily coast past them.
Yeah.
I mean, are Rangers even having a good season? Or are they having an average season?
They've had a very average season.
I think they've had an average season, but Celtic have had a bad season.
Out of the League Cup, alright, they could have went through in Europe. They did get to Europe, which is good. But then they could have went through and they kind of choked in the last 2 games.
Yeah.
In the league, they're a point behind, but Celtic do have a game in hand. They're winning the games they should be, and they're dropping points easily. If you want to win the title, you need to be consistent, and they keep dropping points here and there, and it is quite funny but when is the point going to get to when are Celtic going to keep winning titles? Is someone else going to pop along? Because Rangers right now, they're not going up to the heights, or maybe it might change in the 29th. You never know.
See what happens at Ibrox.
We'll have to see what happens in that game. But the Rangers results have to pick up. I mean, Gerrard's had a worse win ratio than Pedro Caixinha.
That says a lot, to be fair.
It does. And the only reason he's in a job is because he got to group stages of the Europa League.
That could be it. If he didn't make the group stage of the Europa League, would he still be in a job?
Because by the time he was in the group stage, he was in the 9th. He was in 9th at that point.
Yeah, but I think the thing that's keeping him in it is the fact that Celtic aren't having a good season, so it looks better in retrospect.
Yeah.
Rangers have got to trust the manager now. What had left? Caixinha came in, didn't do the job, and then they cut his interim shot. They need to stick with someone, and they've got a big name, Gerrard, so I think that's what they're doing now. And I don't think they've got anyone else who could come in and do a better job, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have to agree with that, to be honest, because looking across the league at Celtic and Aberdeen, the only reason Rodgers is in a job, double treble, only reason McInnes is in a job is his final. His fine line's cutting the managers. And
Probably say the same for Lennon last year. If it was anyone else and they didn't have that last season, he could also be gone.
Yeah, I mean, if Lennon didn't finish where he finished and got so far in Europe last year, he'd be out.
Yeah.
So.
Or maybe if his name wasn't Neil Lennon, he could have also been out.
Yeah, but I think any manager would be sacked after that.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I think that we'll have to do it for this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement. Yeah, I think today's been a good episode again. I hope you join us next week or whenever we decide to upload.
Hopefully get one in by the new year.
I'd hope. But
after Boxing Day,
as we are 2 days away from Christmas, we all here at SPFL Fans Podcast want to wish you a Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year if we don't see you till then. But till then, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.